지금 다운로드 받으세요.
Arena.
My favorite map.
Arena TVT, Reality's map choice. And he picks it against Maru specifically. I mean, there's only one time that he would have to pick a map against a Terran, and he chooses Arena, funnily enough. He's probably got a build prepared, I would have to say. You don't just pick Arena against someone like Maru. Probably some kind of snipe.
Yep, I'd have to say so. This is pretty scary, man. Maru could be out of this group. Like, this is not what anyone expected. He had a tough day. He's on a losing record, 4-5. He has to win, and Hero has to lose. That's the only way that he could get out of this group.
And then they would have to have a tiebreaker match, too.
That's right, so he'd then have to win that as well.
Yeah.
Pretty unlikely circumstances here for Maru.
Well, I think he's favored in this match against Reality, for sure. His TVT is quite good. And I think that Zest is favored against Hero.
Are you sure about that? I mean, I think there is the possibility. I think it's a really close match. It doesn't matter for Zest except that he would eliminate Hero.
Which is a huge deal, right?
But also, he would then bring Maru potentially back into the rest of the tournament as well.
It's like, who do you want? Do you want Maru or Hero?
Yeah.
You got to choose. And even then, even if you won, you know, you're not necessarily eliminating either because there would be the tiebreaker. The guys are going to do it right now. Arena for game number 29, Reality versus Maru. Here we are for set number 29, and this is our second game on Arena today. Down the bottom left in the red, it is Reality, one of our Terran players in the group.
And to the top left, it is Maru, the other Terran.
Our second TVT of the night, and our last TVT of the night.
That's right. So, this is really interesting. The Zest circumstance that comes up later is kind of funny because at first I was talking about how he would really want to defeat Hero just to make sure that he doesn't face him later on, but he'll have to, even if he decides which he'd rather face, it's still not up to him because of the tiebreaker that you mentioned.
Yeah.
And in the spirit of competition, obviously he's going to try to win anyways, or at least that should be the case. He's never going to throw a game. But he might do like an all-in because it doesn't matter to him, just like how Lucera did a weird all-in in the previous game on Dust Towers. And that is the weakness of the format. I'm never going to lie to you guys and say, like, no, everybody always plays 100% every time. There's no way that anyone would not do that.
Maybe for some of our younger viewers out there, we could have toned it down a little bit.
Sure. Everyone plays the hardest every time.
Everyone is a winner here at SPO TV.
Obviously, it's illegal to intentionally throw games, but it's not illegal to choose weak strategies to have a fast game.
Yeah, you know, go for a quick all-in.
Because sometimes those all-ins work, you know.
Of course. Some of them are very strong. You know, maybe Zest just takes Super's build that he lost to, right? The 4-gate all-in with the Warp Prism, and he's like, oh, I'll do this. This works on Dust Towers. You know?
Yeah. Well, the key about this map for TVT, which we don't see too many TVTs on this map, but the key about it is that they are very close by air. So drops are important, Banshee harass potentially, Viking control, air control. Even things like Ravens are very strong on this map because you can, you know, control the air with them with the PDD, attack with auto turrets, things like that. The Watchtower is also very important because it gives vision of part of the air and the choke point. And you can never attack by ground into the choke point if there are tanks on the other side of it, so it's important to know what's there and what has been there.
Yeah. And that's why TVT on this map is crazy, because we're probably going to see third bases. You know, it's generally very hard to fight through as long as your opponent is in a good position, you know, blocking this small pathway.
Yeah, unless you see like a crazy build that ends the game early, like a double Marine drop or something that wasn't scouted.
And Maru with very early reactored Vikings is actually the play. He's not even, you know, I think he made one Widow Mine. No, that was Reality, actually. Maru's just going straight up. I'm going to control the air. You're not going to drop me because I'm going to have 2 Vikings here to stop it.
Well, let's see if they're out in time. Looks like they will just barely not be. I mean, just barely.
Oh, yeah.
They will be. They will not be in position.
Oh, and it comes in.
Here's the boost, though. He needs to split his SCVs against this Widowmine. Okay, very well done. Very well done. He just cloned one out.
He's got to drop down the Vikings now. He's going to keep one in the sky to try to hit the medevac, and he's going to be able to get it.
Great micro.
Wow.
And this means a wasted investment for Reality. Totally wasted investment. He made a Cyclone at home, which isn't going to get him any value either.
Yeah, like only if Maru went over the base with his Vikings. And look at that. He's going for Cloaked Banshees as the follow-up.
Versus double Viking on Reactor?
I don't know about that.
Can't agree with the choice myself.
Seems like a bit of a desperate one, you know? I've seen this before. A hero win for DTs when he was behind. I think it was against Super.
This is one base play by Maru, by the way. This is something that we saw Marine King do sometimes in the past, actually. I'm talking Wings of Liberty and a little bit of Heart of the Swarm, where like you just Reactor out Vikings, do a big push with them. You have air control for your siege tanks, so you also have them to land on the ground. They're very powerful units in the early game. And the Cyclone is starting to try to slow this down, but it's just not. It's not like the end-all solution here. He needs more units. He needs time. The Banshee's out. That's going to make things easier if he can get cloaked for it. But with two Vikings here without air control, it's like, I don't know.
Getting that Reactor is going to be pretty nice, too. And the Liberator coming up as well because he has that air control. The only thing that's scary is that Banshee. Cloaked Banshees can do some crazy stuff.
Yep. Okay. Another set of Vikings, I believe, is about to pop out, right? Yep, two Vikings on the way. Okay, one is a little bit further away than the other.
Timing is everything here. Looks like he's going to move in right as Cloak finishes, and Maru's going to pull back.
Okay, he only has one CC, don't forget, so...
Oh, man,
he doesn't have a scan. Okay, he does have a scan.
He's got one scan.
But he only has one Viking. I don't think he can afford to scan here. Okay, now he's got the Liberator. He could definitely scan now.
He's already lost so much.
Good scan placement.
Really, really nice there, and he loses it.
He actually has to all in now, and I think he has to bring his SCVs, at least a lot of them. If he stays here, then he gets further behind, and if he... I mean, I guess he does have a second CC, but it's so late, and oh god, he's going to move out the worst time. The worst possible moment. The eBay is done, but the turret is not. Maru's tournament life on the line right now.
He doesn't have a scan. Here he comes into the base, and there's nothing here actually to defend, so he's just going to drop. And this game is about to get pretty wacky.
Okay, can he kill that Banshee? He can kill it. This one dodging those missiles with the cloak. It's actually so intense right now.
And he can't stay because he doesn't have another scan. He has to pick up.
But the Cyclone is going to maybe kill the Liberator. One more shot. Down it goes. And this is such a close game right now. This is Maru and Reality's tournament life on the line.
And Reality's in a great spot now. You know, those Banshees were actually the exact right choice. Funnily enough, we were questioning it, but they worked out so well.
He just didn't have detection. He didn't have detection.
That was actually such a, yeah. It was such a good read. Like you were saying, there's only one CC. And he's like, oh, he's actually one basing if I go for this. And even if he scans my first Banshee, he's not going to have something in time for my second one.
And he also scouted there was no eBay. He knew there was no eBay. He knew there were no turrets.
And if he scans at home, he can't scan when my Banshee is at home defending, right? So he has to go home. So it essentially attacks and defends and does a ton of damage. It was like the perfect move, actually.
Yeah. Despite our criticisms of it, without detection, it doesn't matter how many Vikings you have. He has 5 Vikings currently.
What does Reality have? He's got 2.
All right, well, this attack is still very deadly, and he's probably saving scans. He has 2 orbitals now. Marine's buying a little bit of time here. Meanwhile, another Banshee, same one, or no, it's actually not the same one from before. I think it was the one that was defending before that didn't get any kills.
Trying to drop in here, trying to find an angle, but the Cyclone too! Oh, man! The Cyclone and the Banshees are MVP of this game so far. Cyclone, let me see how many kills this thing has. It's got 4.
With a lot of damage done. And a lot of zoning done. Maru in good position to deny this refinery mining. And look at this. He has the lead in air now. Maru has to boost those tankabacks out. Now he's going to lose all his Vikings. And this is a slippery slope to defeat, I feel, for Maru at this point. One landing to finish that off. Doesn't find the tankabacks, but they need to get out of here.
This is such a crazy game, man. This is getting out of control. Now, the funny thing is that Reality has the advantage here, but he's focusing on Vikings. Both these players are. Only Maru has 2 medevacs, whereas Reality has none. So how are you going to move across the map and attack? Like we were talking about, that small little bridge in the middle is hard to get across if your opponent has the vision and is blocking it with his tanks.
Look at how much more gas the Reality has mined over time, despite the fact that he was sieged up on his refinery. Look at the production tab. He's getting stim +1. Maru's making 2 Vikings at a time and 2 refineries because he didn't have any. Scan will eliminate this Banshee eventually, but that's less money. And, oh man, even going to snipe a medevac here.
Reality is playing so well, too.
He's on fire right now. And he's finally maybe going to get revenge after losing to Maru yesterday. Yesterday it was Reality who knocked Maru out of Code A, or excuse me, it was Maru that knocked Reality out of Code A. Maybe this time tonight it's Reality that knocks Maru out of Star League.
And this is going to get crazy too, because if Reality wins and Hero loses, then our top 3 out of this group are Zest, Super, and Reality. With Maru and Hero in the group as well, they don't get through, and Reality and Super do. It's like opposite day, except Zest doesn't abide by the rules of opposite day.
Yeah. All right, well, really intense here. Maru needs to hang on and turtle up and hope for a future in this game with the 3rd base. Reality not aggressively finishing the game and having a 3rd CC of his own floating over now. He's still massively ahead, make no mistake. He's got basically 50% more army, if you look at the numbers. He also has Stim. He's going to have 1-1. And Maru is just going mech because he's like, well, this is all I can do. I have to build a comp that beats his bio cost efficiently because I'm behind in money.
Oh. Cyclone on Cyclone action. Maru Cyclone wins.
Had more health.
Yeah, also kills a Marine. And I wonder how mech is going to do on this map. I think it's actually going to be pretty good because there's so many chokes and you can set up some crazy tank formations to defend.
Scan goes down here. Trying to figure out the best way to approach. The Viking count getting very high. This is looking like a Wings of Liberty TBT a little bit. Okay, here's the fight. A little bit more shots done here by Reality, and he has the Marine support. Scans just to make sure there's no siege tanks nearby. And he's going to continue this lead he has, but here's a Cyclone.
Ooh, Cyclone sniping one of the Vikings. That's a really nice snipe.
But still the lead for Reality. And he's not actually pushing the envelope just now, but definitely could have been a little bit harder there. And Maru is going to repair his Vikings. Scans going down as he's trying to figure out if Reality has stayed the course and get these 2 Marines.
Oh, looks like we have a bit of a drop coming down here. Reality has control of the watchtower. And that's a big drop. That's 16 Marines and 4 tanks in there right now.
There are 2 turrets, if I'm looking at the minimap correctly right now, though, on the edge, so...
Yeah, he's got a turret ring set up there.
He's just trying to distract the Vikings with his own. Okay, 3 turrets even.
But he can boost in.
He can, and he needs to just set up here at the top of the ramp, choke them out, the rest of the units of Maru. Actually, just going to siege up immediately. Does not control the ramp as a result. I feel like controlling the ramp here would have been so much more powerful, but he just wanted to siege ASAP and get that damage done. Cyclone survives just barely with 4 health meanwhile. Okay, down it goes, and this tank pops out to die. Regardless that he's not controlling the ramp, he is controlling production.
Oh, and look at this. He brings the entire army back, and he's going to attack the front at the same time.
I think that's just too much. I think that's game. I think Reality is going to take it, and Maru is going to get knocked out of the group.
Pretty unbelievable here. Maru pulling the SCVs, trying to defend, and it's not going to work. Maru will be eliminated, and Reality gives himself a chance.
Isn't it crazy? 56 SCVs dead. Isn't it crazy that Reality wins on his map choice, Arena? The snipe map to defeat Maru. Couldn't defeat him in any of the 3 games they played yesterday. Couldn't defeat him in the first one. GG. But in their second match, he wins on Arena and will eliminate the Jin Terran from Star League.
What a game. Maru can't even believe it. He actually seems just in disbelief right now. That's what I saw on his face. Now, keep in mind, guys, Reality is not out yet. If Hero wins, Hero advances.
That's right.
So Hero needs to win right now to get out. If he loses, he is out of the group, meaning like he's eliminated. But if he wins, then he's through. Very simple for Hero.
If it's 2 away wins to 1. So if Hero loses, he doesn't get the second away win. Luckily for Hero, this isn't a away map. If this was a home map he was playing on, it wouldn't even matter. It'd be over. So
also, keep in mind now that it makes it very clear for Zest, too. Do you want reality through, or do you want hero through? You want reality through. So you're trying to beat hero with all of your might here. This is like 100% legit. He's going to be playing the best StarCraft that he possibly can.
And even if he wins, reality is still not necessarily through. Reality will also have to win. So this is actually a really cool scenario where, like, if it's about Zest and reality working together. Because if hero loses, then
reality gets through.
Okay. Never mind.
Because reality's got an extra away win there. So
that's right. Okay, so hero has to win. There's no tiebreaker potential, right?
No tiebreaker potential.
I got it in my head they had to play a tiebreaker. I was wrong.
That was only if Maru won and hero lost, I believe.
I don't think Zest knew the situation until just now, by the way, just based on what we're seeing here.
Yeah, he's like, wait, I have to play a game? Yes, he do, Zest. And this is interesting. I think this is the first day where we've played all 30 games that were originally planned. In the SOS one, I think we did a total of 29 because we X'd out a couple, but then we played the tiebreaker.
Yeah, and it was tiebreakers, not the 30 originally scheduled.
Yeah.
So,
and it wasn't even 30, so you know.
But this is it. This decides everything, hero or reality.
Yeah.
It's all up to Zest. He is really the gatekeeper here. He's the one pulling the strings. And I absolutely know 100% in my heart that, like what you said earlier, is he wants to face reality later on potentially in this tournament. He would like to eliminate hero from this tournament early on. There's a lot of arguments like you say, well, because they're in this group, it's most likely Spell won't put them in the same bracket, and then maybe hero could eliminate other players he doesn't want to face, but no. He wants reality in. He does not want hero in. This is 100% legit. 105% legit.
Yeah.
In fact.
You just got to add that extra 5 for that one naysayer. He's like, no, you're wrong. It's like, no, it's 105%. He's like, oh, okay. I get it.